Parmesan see spaghetti and meatballs staring at me. Spaghetti and meatballs staring at me. Get yourself a serving, maybe two. Talking Bulls basketball is what we do. Get your garlic bread and your dish of the week on spaghetti and meatballs. Oh yeah, spaghetti and meatballs. Don't forget the Parmesan cheese.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to a pre-trade deadline show here on Spaghetti and Meatballs with myself, Trevin, and Johnsy. How you doing there, buddy?
Hey, you said that like your guy told you something. Your guy tell you something?
He just said
smirk.
he said stay alert. He said stay alert.
Hey, can I ask you you remember your buddy that used to be the bar back down that was banging that chick who does social media for the Bulls?
Yeah.
Does he still talk to her? Because have you noticed that they keep posting like the eye emoji with like a red heart and everyone's like, what's going on?
Yeah, it's actually kind of a complicated situation. I don't think we have enough time to break it down on this episode, but yeah, needless to say, he's still in contact with her.
Okay. I was like, hey, Trevor knows that guy. That was like, okay. That's funny.
Yeah. So
what
how you feeling about everything? Where we sitting here today?
I'll be blatantly honest. Like the first two games of the road trip, I barely caught any because it's so late.
Yeah, so late. Yeah.
That Lakers game was ridiculous for us. Like 9:30 start. I'm like about to pass out.
Yeah. And it really, because I ended up staying up and watching the first half of that, and boy, that was a waste.
Yeah.
That was a waste.
The Phoenix one is like upsetting because you had like a substantial lead. And
that one sucked, but at least that was like, I mean, if you're gonna blow a 27-point lead to somebody, it might as well be to Kevin Durant and the Phoenix Suns. And that's what yeah, exactly. Like, and it took Durant, like it was pretty unbelievable.
And here's the thing too, like nothing, and I know they say it across the NBA, like nothing is safe in a Bulls game. They could be down by 30, they could be up by, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's no reason why you should sit there and feel comfortable, even if they have a 20-point lead.
They
just know that it's on the verge of collapsing.
You remember like when it was like back-to-back games versus the Heat, and we beat them by like 30 the night before, and then we came out and it was like 18-2 start for the Heat the next game.
Yeah.
And then I was at the Pacers game where we were down by like 31, and we came back and like took the lead in the fourth, only to
almost pulled that one out. Yeah. So, I mean that's true. Yeah, I mean they could be down 20 and they still have a chance with some. Hey, I was going to say with the playmakers they have, and that just got me excited about Kobe White.
Oh,
I know we keep talking about it, but we cannot start off the beginning of this show without at least mentioning that again.
If he is not like the comeback player of the year, I don't know what you want to call it, most improved. Yeah. Then whoever gets it should give it to him and say, you guys are idiots.
Yeah,
right.
They got this wrong.
Yes, this belongs to Kobe White.
Yeah. I just the way that he continues to play and run the offense and, know when to attack, know when to move the ball. It's like when they talk about someone like having control of the offense, that's 100%. What you're seeing with him.
And which is why, like, when you and I, like, text earlier, like, when we see some of these things on Twitter, make some of these trades so much more viable because it's like, well, we have Kobe White. So, like.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, if he had not, like, broken out like he has, we'd probably be in a pretty dark place right now.
Mm-hmm.
We'd probably be not too happy meatballs. So it's nice to see him. And yeah, I mean, no matter what happens, because the trade deadline is two weeks less.
We got about 2 weeks to go.
About 2 weeks to go. So regardless of what happens, at least we have Kobe White.
We have Kobe White. And I'll tell you what, I know it's very small sample size, but why doesn't Julian Phillips get more PT?
I don't know, dude. He's an athletic freak, dude. Like,
and he's not like Tyrus Thomas dumb, where it was just like, cool, you just goaltended that shot into the stands. Cool.
Gosh, I had high hopes for Tyrus Thomas.
Oh, Vichy was a big Tyrus Thomas guy.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, love the guy. Well,
I actually think that's one of the few jerseys I ever bought was a Tyrus Thomas one.
Okay, collector memorabilia. So, okay, but in all reality, we're 22 and 25. I told Trevin, and I'm just going to get on because I know it's Raptors tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I think it's Magic. We have a Hornets. Like we have.
Yeah, it's the Hornets right after.
Hornets? Yeah, it's Raptors, Hornets, Kings, Timberwolves, Grizzlies, Magic, Hawks, Cavs, all before break. Like out of all those games, I think it's what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games before the All-Star break. Legitimately, I think we're favored in at least 6 of those.
Yeah, I would say probably not the Kings one, and probably
the Cavs.
Yeah, and I wonder about the T-Wolves too.
Yeah, I thought that too. I said the toss-up for me would be the T-Wolves. So you have 8 games. If they go 5 and 3,
I had that same number in my head.
You know, and just we're just putting it out there. They go 5 and 3. We are 27 and 28 going into the All-Star break.
Yeah. Yeah, which after the first month of the season, we would have been doing backflips to know that.
Yeah, 100%.
And season.
Trevin, I'd be honest with you, 20-7 and 28 we might be in the 8th seed by then.
Well,
one of those games against the Magic.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with you because as we were discussing earlier, it's the Magic because right now we're in the 9th spot.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're in the play-in game against the Hawks. The Magic are 2.5 games above us, tied with the Heat, and then everyone else is kind of a little bit further up. So realistically, the 7th seed isn't out of the realm of possibility over the next 10 games. So I'm not saying it will happen, but with that schedule and,
Well, let me ask you this. What needs to happen for us to get the 7th seed?
Well, Kobe White needs to continue doing what he's doing. And we need to stop. We still have a tendency of having those games like the Lakers, where for some reason there besides a couple of guys, AC and Io playing defense and Drummond stepping up and doing the dirty work. We just don't like the defense isn't there. You said it the other day. We allowed 70 points in each half of the game against the Lakers. So those need to be, and it's not like the Lakers are that now. LeBron and AD were on that night, and still had a
D'Angelo Russell's coming around.
Yeah, he had a big night too. But still, like we need to avoid those games for us to actually have a realistic shot and to feel good about, okay, yes, we can not only get the 7th seed, but then maybe even have a chance to advance around in the playoffs. We need to avoid stuff like that. We need to avoid big games. What's that?
Well, I said, wouldn't that be something? We get the 7th seed and we upset like Milwaukee or Boston.
Yeah. Hey, who knows, man? I mean, Milwaukee's kind of not that they're struggling right now, but with the head coaching change and stuff, who knows?
But Miami,
that we've discussed this. We have Philadelphia's number.
Yeah, we do. There's no way
if we get in a 7-game series. I'm not saying we would take them down, but I'd like our chances.
Yeah, I would. You know what? Really, other than Milwaukee. I'm like, all right, it is what it is. We have to play Boston. We have to play like Boston doesn't terrify me either. Like, I think we match up well with Boston.
Yeah, I agree. And then, I gotta say, the Knicks have been on fire lately. So who knows where they'll be at the end of the season? But they've been
what a signing Jalen Brunson was.
Oh, dude. They've shot their way up there. What are they? 8-2, it says, over their last 10 games. So
yeah, and I agree with everything you said. Like, I just think some of our guys, and I'm not sure what you know about Torrey Craig when he's running, he's doing basketball stuff.
Sounds like I was just talking to my guy the other day. We were taking a little sauna sit together.
Yeah, Schmitz.
Exactly. Sweat it out. It sounds like the end of February, so that's still 3-4 weeks away.
God, there are some games where it's like I wanted literally kill Javon Carter with a knife.
Oh gosh.
And it's nothing personal.
No. I think
the guy wants to go out for hot wings. I go with him, but it's just like you got to.
I think probably a big part of that is because he was one of only like 2 signings that they made. He was one, and it was supposed to help out in the most major deficiency that they had in terms of 3-point shooting and help on the defensive end. But yeah, he's been disappointing. I'm hopeful that Torrey Craig can come back, and I would imagine that there'll probably be somewhat of a restriction when he first does come back. But that'd be nice to have that addition for the last 6 weeks of the season. So
because as and I don't want to be this guy. I don't. But if I'm asking myself the same question, what do we need to do to be in the 7th spot? I think it's you trade Zach LaVine.
Yeah.
Because we play so much better without him.
Yeah.
We let the young guys feast, and we cultivate whatever trade capital we can get and just go with it.
Yeah. I mean, what are we looking at on that front? Like, what would be, are we just willing to take anything?
Trevin, I don't even, it's so discouraging.
I mean, I don't know how I feel because I just want him gone. But at the same time, you don't want to just get absolutely nothing in return. But
you know what? I saw one today that I was like, it was to the Kings. And it was, in this part I loved, it was Keegan Murray, which I would absolutely love.
Oh, yeah.
But then it was like, we have to take on Kevin Huerter's contract, which I hate Kevin Huerter.
Yeah.
And because then I'll get Derek Williams texting me all the time.
I was gonna say he gives you you guys a bad name.
Yes, that's all it will be is Williams texting me about how I look like. I look nothing like Kevin Huerter, and that's all I'll get.
Yeah.
And then it was like a 2nd-round pick. So
yeah. Hey, but the Keegan Murray part of it, I would take that every single time. That's what I would. I know it's not realistic, but that's what I would hope in return is some young guy who maybe hasn't found his footing yet, but still has a high potential. I know we've discussed like Jaden Ivey on the Pistons, like just somebody of that quality and of that age. Because, when you look, I was like looking a little bit at like free agency, any good. There's nobody on the horizon that like worth signing that's going to all of a sudden like turn this around. You know what I mean? Like anybody who would be young enough and good enough is already under a max contract. And so you have to take Kobe White. You have to hopefully maybe get a young guy in a Zach LaVine trade. And I don't know, because we're sitting at like the 12th spot in the draft now or something like that. So
I think and out of the 3 scenarios that were like that I saw that like again, do I know if these are realistic or not? No. But it was like Keegan Murray and Huerter, fine. And also I should say it's not just straight up. It's also we're throwing in like Javon Carter. We're throwing in like
a couple other pieces.
Yeah, but there was that one. I also saw a very interesting one from the Hornets, which was Brandon Miller, Gordon Hayward on a huge expiring contract, and like at number 2, I was like, perfect. And then I also like that one from the Thunder. Now, do I think you get Josh Giddey and Jalen Williams? But give me Jalen Williams. They have so much draft capital. What are they going to do with it?
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Like that would probably be the ideal situation, because then you'd have a young big man to pair with Kobe White.
Yes. Like the Thunder have so much young draft, like that. It's like, what are you going to do with you? They have like 2 first-round picks this year, 2 next. Like, who's leaving your team?
Yeah.
You haven't given these other young guys enough chance to play because of like, give us Jalen Williams. We'll take him.
Yeah, just send him our way.
Josh Giddey, maybe a pervert, maybe not. We'll take him.
He's got great court vision. Either way, we'll take him.
I mean, so those are 3 that I like. I don't think the Detroit thing for me is they're not anywhere close to the playoffs. Why they would make a push for Zach LaVine?
It didn't make any sense when I first heard it. I
got
excited because there was a couple of pieces that I thought were appealing, but it didn't make sense to me.
They have young guys that obviously Cunningham. They're not going to trade Cunningham.
Right.
They're probably not trading Jalen Duren.
Yeah. He's the one I would really want.
Oh,
yeah.
He just tore us apart that one game.
He's only 20 years old, dude. That guy's going to be a monster in a few years. I'd be even okay with Killian Hayes, right? Isn't he?
That's where I'm at. Give me a couple of these young guys that aren't.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying give me 2 points, like one of those guys, but give me one of these guys is like 7, 8 points, 5 rebounds, just needs more court time. I could live with a Killian Hayes.
Yeah. See what he's got. See, maybe he's pairs well with Kobe White in the backcourt.
Yeah. So there's potential out there. I really do think the Bulls end up somewhere 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're going to be in that play-in situation.
I really hope we avoid the play-in. Like, give us a series to watch at the end of the year.
Yeah. I agree. I would like to avoid that because what is that? I can never. Is that?
It's 9. It's 9
versus 10,
and then the winner plays the 8 seed for another chance to go.
That's it. Okay.
Plays the 1 seed.
So the 7 seed would be
7 seed would be ideal for us.
Okay, then we avoid any of that actual play-in stuff, and you get a full series.
Yeah, you get a full series. So that's what we
think. Again, when you're looking, when you look at the standings, you have
I am.
So we have the Pacers at 27 and 20, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And the 6 seed, the 7 seed is 2.5 games behind them and only 2.5 games in front of us. So it's not like that can't be made up, and nobody below us is going to pass us.
No.
You know what I mean? We're kind of in that spot. And I was also looking at strength of schedule and for like the whole rest of the season. And I think we have we
got to have one of the easy.
It's like the 10th easiest or something like that.
We played a niche of a schedule to start the year.
Yeah. I mean, we still have like 3 games against the Knicks, I think. The 1 against the Bucks, a couple against Boston, but then there's the Hornets, a couple against the Nets, the Hawks, so like
the Wizards, the Rockets, the Blazers.
Yeah.
We have a lot of winnable games in the second half.
Yeah. So it's that same thing. I think that for right now we just have to stay the course. They're not going to be trading DeRozan.
No, I think that ship has sailed.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. I don't. What do you think about Drummond? You think they're going to try and move
here's the thing with Drummond for me. I keep seeing too that he has standalone value for like as a backup center to some of these playoff teams.
Yeah.
I don't know. I find that hard to believe that he has enough trade value as a backup center to make the Bulls.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what the deal would be. Like, would we need like a second round pick or something? I don't know what we would.
Yeah, that's so nothing that's going to get us excited about. So might as well hang on. If they do trade him, you know what I want to see them do? I want to see them bring up Adama Sanogo.
Yes.
Sanogo.
Why have they not?
I don't know. I don't know. What's that?
He was like carrying UConn in games in the tournament.
Oh my gosh, he was an absolute beast, dude, and he's a double machine in the G League. Putting up like 20 rebound games, and he's obviously undersized. He's only like 6'9" or something.
Yeah, something like that. But like we've always talked about, if we're gonna middle around in this 7, 8, 9, 10, make us young, make it fun, make it.
Yes. I am much more willing to tune in and watch a whole game of young potential making mistakes as opposed to just
between threes.
Yes, exactly.
So there is some hope. I think when where would you rank your like Zach LaVine possibility of a trade percentage? Where do you think it is?
I'd say I don't know. I feel like it's 50-50.
I'm hoping it's higher. I'm hoping it's like 65% chance he does.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to hope so, but for as many articles that you read that, he will get traded, or this potential trade idea or whatever, you read just as many articles that say it's probably not going to happen, and if it does, really, are we just getting pennies for the dollar?
It used to be, and this is maybe, I don't know how you want to say this, like how far it's come or how far it's gone. I used to want like multiple first round picks.
Yeah.
And now I'm like beyond even first round picks. I'm like, I want young talent. I want one young guy, serviceable guy.
Yeah. Well, during our what do you want to ask Santa for episode?
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was it. Give me a first round pick. I'm beyond that now. I don't even need a first round pick. Just give me somebody under the age of 23 who has maybe an all-star ceiling. That obviously isn't at that point now, but potentially I'd be okay with that.
I would absolutely and here's my thing too. It's sad that we were asking Santa for that, because it was like, we know that it's going to be playoff teams asking for this. So we're looking at like a 25, 26, 27 like overall pick for Zach LaVine. And we would have been like through the moon.
Yes, exactly. I don't get. Yes, it wasn't a lottery pick that we were looking for. Just a first rounder, even if it's the last pick in the first round.
We got 2 first round picks this year.
Just so I feel better about myself. Well, at least we got a first rounder for him.
It's like the only like comparable. If you look at the Bears, like people are excited. They were middling around to the playoffs or not, but they have the first overall pick. And they have 2 top 10 picks, and people are like, okay, hey.
Yeah, right? Oh, gosh. I would love for the Bulls to be in the Bears situation.
Yes. What if could you imagine that? Oh, we just missed out on the playoffs. We're the 11th seed, but we have the first overall pick and the 9th pick. Oh, boy. We were like a game away from being in the play. Like,
yeah. Oh, we'd be jacked. Be all amped.
Why Detroit stop being a-holes and just trade us your number one, trade us this year's pick.
Right? Gosh. Oh, man, you want to talk about a pipe dream.
That'd be awesome.
Man, I hope we can just, again, get something of maybe you may not get instant value, but maybe something that can become valuable.
Yes, I'm with you.
So, but I think, it's kind of the same old story for the next, couple of weeks, and see where we're at in terms of, have we gotten any closer to that 7 seed? And because ultimately, it's this minus the defensive lapses and stuff, I still like how they're playing.
I do too. And here's the thing, Trevor. We said 8 games before the All-Star break. We should be favored in 5 of them.
Yeah.
What happens if we go 6-2? We're 28-27.
Yeah, all of a sudden we're above 500 at the Yeah. Gosh, what were we, like 9 games under?
Yeah.
We were like 6-15 or something.
There was an episode earlier in the year we did where it was just like we just like yelled and talked about trading everyone.
Dark times.
Those were very dark times.
Good memories.
So, what do you got? Raptors game tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the spread is yet. Let me see. What do you got? You got any Bulls by 1.5? I think you hammer that.
Oh, I think so too. The Raptors are a complete dumpster fire right now. They're trading everybody away. They're like, I think they were like 1-9 over their last 10 games.
Yeah. What are your keys tomorrow night? We got back-to-back games though.
I want to see the continued ball movement. Keep passing the ball. Keep the tempo up. Get up, 85, 90 shots. That's kind of that magic number that if they get in between there, 90 shots a game, they're usually good results. So that's my key over the next, especially against lower competition.
Yep.
Like fine tune this. Keep it going. Keep the ball movement going. Keep up the pace. Kobe White just continuing to be Kobe White, and I think over the next week we have those 2 games. I say we win those, and then I think the Kings. I'd say 3-1 over the next 4 games, and that would put us in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, I mean 3-1, we'd be what, 25-26? Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, and I think it's doable. So
I agree with everything you're saying. I think if man, it's just when Kobe White gets those feet set.
Yeah,
it is like this guy is automatic.
I know. I want to see him. That was the one thing that bothered me about that Phoenix game. Is at the end of the game, I wish that Kobe got the shot.
Wow.
He was on that. He was the reason why they were still in it in that fourth quarter.
And Zach, I forget it was like one of the first games Zach came back and he deferred to him at the end, which I think Zach's trying to increase his trade value. Zach wants out. But it's like anymore, it was like we were making the case of why DeMar should be getting over Zach, and now I'm like, Kobe should be getting the last shot over both of you.
Yeah. I mean, especially when he's got the hot hand, which in that situation he did. Obviously, a game like last night where DeMar was the one who had the hot hand in the fourth quarter, but that's the thing is that the defense knows that DeMar is going to get that last shot.
And
so they did everything they could to prevent him from getting that last shot. So
it depends on the situation too. If it's down 1 with 6 seconds to go, it's different than down 1. We have a full 20 seconds on the shot clock. Let DeMar get to his spot. Let him work some jukes and
that's a very good point. That's a good point.
So I'm very hopeful about the next. I think you made a good point. We got 4 games coming up. We got 3 that are very winnable. You never know in the NBA we can get 4, and I think that's when we'll see everybody again on the show. We'll see where we're at.
Yeah, I'm excited. Not like extremely optimistic, but enough.
I'll tell you what though, Travis. If tomorrow night I see tweeted out big eye emoji with red heart, I'm texting you and being like, get on your guy.
All right. If that's the case, yes. Yeah, we'll have to dig a little deeper into that one.
Well, it's like it immediately goes up, and then I'm on Twitter, like searching Casey. I'm on Woj's page. I'm like, what happened?
Right. Where's the breaking news? Yeah.
And then like last night they did, it was like starting a small lineup tonight. I'm like, that does not mean big eyes. Like, so
right. That is not big eye emoji worthy.
He can dip his pen in company ink all he wants, but give us something. And like,
yes.
So, I think it's a good episode.
Well said, John. Well said.
We got a lot off our chest here, so I feel good.
Yep. Me too. Onward and upward.
Well, as always, that
And Sal Dente.